Jibaliko basebo n'abanyambo uli bulungi musajja wa Afrika. Shikamo vipi amakuru bite tobela lekae kenyaka musadi ketlo murekela koloi una le recommendation nurumele recommendation na musadi yo mobotse sanbonani ngiyozela ngikatela ngilambile. What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping by. I'm exhausted today. I'm tired. I got this thing in my eye. Look at this. See that? Bad. See, look at this. Look at that. I'm not supposed to touch here and there, right? That was bad. Anyway. Yeah. So, thank you very much for stopping here. I appreciate you. I know the vibe is natural. It's family. We spend time together. And I appreciate you for coming back every single day. A lot of you guys come twice a day, 3 times a day. We're making this much bigger, and it's going bigger and bigger. It's great. You want to know about Africa? You're at the right place, my brother. Okay? You want to know news on the motherland? This is where we are. I know you can find some other videos on YouTube and stuff. They're nice, but not this nice. Not at all. Thank you very much. If you're here for the first time, my name is Zack. Great to know you. I know I look like your cousin. You look like mine, surely. That's why we're together. And today we're going to talk about something very, very interesting. We're going to dive into Namibia. Namibia has hit the United States of America right on the jaw really bad. And we're going to find out about that right now. So Namibia is this country right here. Okay. See on the map. Southern West Africa. Beautiful place, lovely people. In Namibia, it's probably one of the only places where you're going to find the desert meeting the ocean. Look at this. The desert meeting the ocean. How beautiful. Certainly somewhere I would suggest you go visit. Lovely, very calm people, very posed place, lovely place. Namibia's got history, unfortunately, negative as well. One of the countries that was genocided. First country to get genocide in Africa. And by the Germans, they came to Africa trying to take over. You know how they do it. Take over the country. Force you to do things the way they want. They unalived many, many people. Really bad. They actually took people's head back to Germany. That's how bad it was. They almost finished one tribe completely. They took chopped head back to Germany to put in museums. That's how they see you. You know what I mean? That's why when I say to you, the people from the country you don't name, if ever Germany had to put their head in the name of history in museums, would people accept that? They wouldn't accept that, right? But right up until now, there are heads of people like yourself in museums in Germany. And Germany has never acknowledged the genocide they did. Anyway, Namibia, we're talking about this today. Namibia has revoked visa access to more than 30 countries, my brother. No more visas for you. No more visas for you, including the United States of America and the UK. Congratulations. Pika Magofi. Wow, yeah. Congratulations to Namibia. Okay, first of all, Namibia's got a brand new president. It's this beautiful lady, Netumbo Nandi Daitwa. I know I just murdered the name. Let me try again. Netumbo Nandi Daitwa. She's a 73-year-old, if I'm not mistaken, or 75, one of the two. She's a senior citizen, but very apt, very strong. And she just entered office, like literally. Brand new president. One of the first things she's doing, no more visa-free access for you guys. Very similar thing as what Trump did. He said, as soon as I get into the country, I'm going to do the biggest mass deportation of foreigners. Well, she's just entering and said, okay, no more visa-free for you. Okay, so the decision has taken place in the Namibian cabinet. The United States and the UK are among more than 30 countries who will no longer enjoy visa-free in Namibia as for 1st April. So from 1st of April, no more visa-free for them. So the US and the UK enjoy visa-free entry into 180 countries, imagine. 180 countries. So it's like, I don't want you to come to my country because you come from a shithole country, but I can come to your country. I can go through 180 countries. And if you take that away from me, then I perceive you as a negative, anti-American, dangerous to our society, dangerous to our culture kind of human being. I can come to your place, no problem. Don't ask me for visa. I'm American. But you cannot come here. Well, not in Namibia, my brother. Not in Namibia. Until now, most European countries have also enjoyed visa-free entry to the country, including the biggest tourist source, Germany. So Germany, even though they've done lots of negative things in Namibia, they're still the biggest tourist source. However, even though tourism is one of the major money bringer in Namibia, they are willing to pay the price. So Germans are not going to get visa-free in Namibia anymore. You see the level of self-respect. Even though you bring in money into my house, in the name of honor and dignity, because I don't have access to your house, you are not coming into my house the way you want. No more. And why she's done this? The country said the main driver to this decision was a lack of reciprocity for Namibian passport. I mean, I can't let you come into my house however you want because I want to be nice. Come, enjoy my place. Namibia's got some of the most beautiful landscape you can see. Beautiful view, beautiful tourism, beautiful parks, lions, gepards, giraffe, leopards, buffaloes, you name it, elephants. Beautiful place. Beautiful place for tourism. Beautiful people. And they've allowed many countries to come into the country with no visas. However, you're not reciprocating. I mean, why? I mean, if I'm kind with you, what does it cost you to be kind with me back? Does it cost you something? Well, you're not superior to me if that's what you think. Oh, no, they're just little black people. We can go to the black people's country, no problem. There ain't no black people coming here in America. We can't let no black people come in America like that. We ain't gonna do that. You know what I mean? Crazy stuff. Well, the U.S. Embassy in Namibia has written a letter or, something to the people. They say beginning of April 1st, Namibia government will require U.S. citizen tourists to obtain a visa prior to entering the country. Visitors are recommended to apply for their visa in advance of planned travel to Namibia. So, yeah, it's happening, fellas. No more playing with us. Around 23,000 U.S. citizens visit Namibia annually. Well, it's not a lot, but it's 23,000 people who, from now, going to need a visa. That's how you make yourself respected. Respect is everything. Respect, respect, respect. I talk about respect every single day. You got to make yourself respected. And it's very sad. It's not just Namibia. Many African countries allow Europeans to come in with no visa at all. They will come in and get a visa. Sorry about that. They will come in and get a visa at the door. It's a 3-month visa, basically. They arrive and say, okay, I'm here. British people go to South Africa. They get immediately 3 months visa. Immediately, no background checkup. No, where did you sleep 3 months ago? Have you ever assisted in any Al Qaeda? Yeah. They ask you this kind of question. My brother, have you ever applied for a visa to the United States of America? You'll be shocked. Have you ever been part of a terrorist group? Have you ever been assisted in a terrorist? Have you ever been assisted in a ritual? Yeah, crazy questions. You have to fill in about 60 pages. Do you know how to manipulate a weapon? Have you ever shot a weapon with your tongue? Some crazy stuff like that. Have you ever put your finger in? I'm telling you, put your finger in what? Well, many European countries, Belgium, France, Germany, and I believe some other countries can go to South Africa with no visa. Yeah, no visa. 90 days, they will stay with no visa. And many of these people actually have moved to South Africa, especially in Cape Town. They stay in Cape Town and because they earn money in dollars or euros, they rent some of the highest, the high range, nicest flagship spaces, beautiful places. And you know what has occurred now? Because there are many people from Europe that's living in South Africa, especially in Cape Town. They've driven the price very high. Because the owners of the houses, the owners of the A and B, whatever you call that thing, now they know they can make much more money with Europeans, these travelers, than they make with the locals. Now, the price is high. You either can afford it or you can't. It's made things very difficult for people. Now, why do you allow these people to come into your country for free? Meanwhile, you, as an African, need to apply for a visa. Have you ever applied for a visa? Have you ever been refused a visa? I've been refused visas twice in my life. It's disgraceful. My brother, you may need to go see a counselor or somebody to speak to your mind, because it's rejection. You feel dirty, worthless. You feel like you don't deserve. Now you cannot come. You're not worthy. It's not nice at all. Not a nice feeling at all. And Africans are allowing this. Some Africans cannot go to South Africa because what are they doing there? They're illegal immigrants. I mean, there are plenty of illegal immigrants in South Africa that are white, that are not black, but nobody checks them because we have this inferiority complex. Most Africans do have that, except the one perhaps country in East Africa. I'm not going to name that country. If they find you with no visa, whether you're black or white, they're putting you back to you. They're going to send you back. They don't give a continental where you come from. South Africa is one of the places they never check white people. They will rarely, in very rare case, stop a white man's car to check it. A very rare case, and we're telling the truth. If there is 3 cars going where there's 1 white person and 2 blacks, they will stop the black, and the white person will probably pass. They do stop them from time to time, but in most cases, there's that he's white, might not do anything wrong. Again, there's another thing here. Okay, there's a lot of complaints that we've seen over the years amongst South Africans and Namibians especially. South Africa many years ago used to enjoy visa-free to many countries such as Britain, I believe, Canada, Ireland, and some other countries. Same for Namibia. So if you have a South African passport or Namibian passport, you could travel to Canada visa-free. Okay, you just buy a ticket and you go. And many black South Africans have complained about Nigerians, saying, well, the reason why we cannot get a visa-free to some of these countries anymore is because Nigerians have abused our passports. Referring to the fact that some Nigerians will go to other countries, and in this case, Namibia or South Africa, marry a South African or a Namibian lady, finally acquire a South African passport, then travel to some of these countries. And once they get there, they do mayhem, because unfortunately, it's not me. Don't come for me. Go check online and see all things that Nigerians do. Everybody does it, but in this specific case, we're talking about Nigerians. If you trigger them, sorry, my brother, you will not stop me from telling the truth. You can't even beat me. Can you beat me up? How can you beat me up? With the punch or with the kick? Anyway, let's get back on track. So they accuse Nigerians of going to these countries and doing negative things, money laundering, not paying tax, a lot of typical stuff, drugs and all that stuff. And therefore, these countries have finally decided, because we see many of these, convicts or whoever carrying South African or Namibian passports, but originally from Nigeria, we will not allow anymore, because it seems like South Africa and Namibia are the weakest link. They're allowing just people from other places in Africa who are naturally criminals or who tend to show criminality to come into our country, where we have allowed them to come and do things. I mean, they have a point. We allow you to come to our country visa-free, but you giving some other people from other countries your passport, and they're using it for their own purpose in things that are not necessarily legal. You have to find a solution to that. Either you're going to stop issuing those passports, or you're going to close the door. Well, they decided to close the door. And many black South Africans have spoken about this, saying, Nigerians come to our country, they do this, they do that. They don't really marry our women because they love them. They marry them for papers so they can travel. Because it's difficult to get a visa with a Nigerian passport. Just so you know. I'm sure you know that. It's very difficult, very, very difficult to get a visa to Britain. It's almost impossible. Now, it's easier to get a Ugandan girl, get a passport, Kenyan or South African. Anyway, now, it sounds like a logical thing to say that they've messed up our passport credibility, and that's the reason why we're not getting visas anymore. Well, there's another theory that I think it's necessary to point out. Remember, by the time Europeans allowed South Africans and Namibians, let's focus on South Africans in this instance, to come into Europe with no visa, or Canada, it was because at the time, South Africa was run by white people. Yes, during apartheid. And obviously, they are white Africans, but they are their cousins. Okay? They will always fight for them. They will always protect them. You just dare go do them something wrong. You will see what Europe and America will do to you. Obviously, they wanted to allow white people of South Africa to travel, because nobody thought that black South Africans wanted to travel or going to Europe. Or for that matter, they didn't think that it would come a time where black South Africans would actually want to travel like that. So, even though the first theory sounds plausible, you cannot neglect the second theory that clearly says now it's not a white-run country anymore. It's a black-run country. What is our interest in issuing you visas or allowing you to come into our country visa-free? We need to scrutinize you now because you're not like us. So, as much as you may blame some of the Nigerians for doing things that are negative, which is recorded and it's true, we see videos on TikTok and stuff like that. You know, somebody say, I'm South African. So, oh, my brother. No, you know what I mean? Okay, and then arrested with bags of things. It's bad. It's okay to get somebody's passport and do good things. But if you get somebody's passport and through their passport you do negative things, people will judge you. They will start pointing fingers at you. They will generalize whether you like it or not. And innocent people will pay the price of it. Now, the issue is you should not forget the fact that Europe now knows South Africa is not run by black people anymore. Okay, so they have no reason to allow you to go visa-free. It's not because they like you. They don't like you more than they like Nigerians. They like their brothers. Okay? It's logical. Don't try to find any underline under whatever. It's clear. Okay? A Chinese person will most likely choose a Japanese over you. Same for the Japanese. So don't get twisted or, he doesn't like me because I come from Africa. Well, he's Chinese, Japanese. What do you want? They all use that stuff to eat. Respect is one of the most important things ever. You need to have respect. Congratulations to this lady. She clearly a reflection of a strong leader. Let me remind you, in 2017, US President Donald Trump was ridiculed for infamously mispronouncing Namibia as Nambia.
We're Ghana, Guinea, Namibia.
Trump saying Namibia is Nambia. Why we want to go to Namibia? He doesn't give a continental about Namibia. And then later on he said, you're sending money to some country named Lesotho. Nobody knows. I mean,
$8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of.
Why do you give them visa for free? They clearly don't respect you. Africa need to come together. Same way Europeans have come together. Africa need to do that. Maybe we need to keep the Nigerians out because they still have a lot of things to resolve. And I'm sorry if you're triggered. That's the reality. Yeah, as much as we want to unite, we can have crime and stuff like that. And crime is not an exclusivity of Nigerians. Sorry about that. Sorry to deceive other people that are Nigerian haters. Many people do crime. Zimbabweans are big crime makers. South African black do their specific type of crime. Everybody, Ugandans maybe, yeah, it's different levels of crime. But however, people would rather keep their own crime than accept your kind of crime in the country. You rather keep your own child who's troublesome than having in your house the neighbor's child who's very difficult. No, keep your dirty kids at your house. I'm going to deal with mine. Namibia, very strong. Congratulations for cancelling this. US released the visa waivers, and many of the countries in Africa were not allowed. They are deporting people, they are pushing people back, and I think Africans should respect themselves. I also believe South Africa, amongst many other countries, should also tighten a little bit. Okay, I understand Mr. Ramaphosa is a very wise, perhaps we don't understand his strategy. He's not been pushing back against America, but I think there should be a level of respect, and this is valid for all other African countries. Let me know how you feel about this. It was a great pleasure. Is it good that she said no more 30 countries, European countries, bye-bye? In fact, let me just tell you, many African countries still enjoy visa-free. In Namibia, including South Africa, Angola, Botswana, Zimbabwe, and many other countries are not affected by this. So if I let you in my house, well, you better let me in too. Because if you don't let me in, there's no reason for me to let you in. You're not special. That's what she's saying. God bless.